Hello, my name is Santiago and I'm going to show you my final project for computers class. So, we chose what does your dream computer say about you because we thought it will be an easy and fun poll to do and because it goes along with the subject. We did not use any external sources for our poll. Everything was done by my teammates and I, Areli and Natalia. Now I'll show you how the code works. So we start with a series of instructions and we start variables here that will help us at the end with the statistics. Because it's outside the while loop. So we have a while loop that will indicate that encloses the entirety of the poll. So in case we want someone to do it again, or we have another user that wishes to add another poll into the same code, we can do it. So it's just a simple while loop. Our question structure is pretty much the same across the board, except for a few exceptions. So we will have the number of questions. We have what type of question is this, if it's a scale question, if it's a yes or no, if it's a multiple choice question. And then we have our variable and our input from the user. So in the majority of the cases, it will be an integer, and it will be labeled as the number of question. And then we will ask the question, of course, as an input. And then we have data validation with a while loop, a simple while loop that will determine if the number is lower than 1 or larger than 6, which is all the options we have. If it's any outside of that range, it will ask the user to read the instructions carefully once again, and will ask the question again. Now, for the few exceptions that we have with this structure are those that take integers. So, for example, question 9. In this case, we have two types of variable, question 9q and question 9a. Because we receive a string from the user, text, we need to convert that into a number that we can add up for the total tally at the end. So we have our variable that asks a question to the user, indicates that it's a yes or no question, and then we do data validation once again. If the input we receive from the user is different from yes or from no, then it will ask again to the user. And then we have an if. If the variable or the input we receive from the user is equal to yes, then we assigned question 9a, the answer, a number. In this case, 1. If it's no, no. And then at the very end, we have the calculation, which means the addition of all the numbers, of all the questions. And then we have a conditional formula that will determine what stereotype or what type of person they are, what type of computer user, with ranges and a conditional formula. And finally, we have the statistics. So that's where these variables that we had at the beginning take place. So here in the conditional formula, as you can see, we have the same variables and we override them with +1. So if the user ends up being an enthusiast, it will add to type 4 a 1. And then here at the very end, we will print value, whatever value is type 4. And then a little farewell, and that's it. Now I will show you more or less how the code works. So we start the code, and here we go. Basically, we force the user with a little delay to actually read the instructions, which we thought was important. And then here's where we enter to our while loop. Yes, we wish to start. And then we enter to the while loop, and at the very end, it will ask once again if they wish to exit. So basically, it's basically the same for all the questions. So for example, I'm going to show data validation in action. I enter an 8 and it says wrong answer. Please read the question carefully. And I try again with a value that we actually understand. And then we proceed to the next question. And that's pretty much the same across the board. And yes, once all the questions are completed, in this case we have 20 questions, we will tell user, all right, you have a total and the total score. In this case I got 115, and then we'll reprint again the score, what type of stereotype they are, and basically the entire point of our whole system. And then we have a brief description, fun, creative, in order to show the user what type of computer user they are. And then we can either enter again to the while loop or exit. In this case, I will say no in order to exit. And then the code shows the statistics. In this case, 1 computer geek playing today. That's me. and then a little bit of a farewell, and the program is done. So thanks for checking out my program. My name is Santiago. Thank you.